Welcome to the Kuvox Shift, where consciousness meets creation. I'm your host, Sukhmander, and you're listening to Awaken Your Inner Creator. Let us continue second part of the introduction podcast with Anu. All right, Anu, let's move into vibration itself. What do we mean when we talk about our personal vibration?
Thank you, Sukhmander. So when we talk about vibration, we're referring to the oscillating energy that everything in the universe emits, including us. Every thought you have, every word you speak, and every emotion you feel emits a specific vibrational frequency. You attract experiences, people, and opportunities that match that frequency. It's like tuning a radio dial to a station. You can't pick up jazz on a rock station.
That analogy is so good. And how does someone's vibration practically affect their daily life?
It's in everything. Think about walking into a room and feeling an immediate sense of peace or tension before anyone says a word. That's vibration. It's why we're drawn to some people and repelled by others. It's why certain situations repeat themselves until we shift our frequency.
Anu, if you don't mind, would you like to give us a personal example?
Absolutely. When I first left my corporate job, I was carrying a lot of fear energy. Even though I was pursuing my dream, I kept attracting stress and difficult clients. It wasn't until I consciously raised my vibration through meditation, positive affirmations, and surrounding myself with high-vibe people that things shifted. Suddenly, opportunities opened up. It was like the universe flipped a switch. I changed my job. I was blessed with the informations, as if universe revealed everything to me. The next thing was that I must share it, help the needy, and guide the seeker.
That's so powerful. What would you recommend as daily vibration practices?
Definitely start your day intentionally. Before you even get out of bed, think of 3 things you're grateful for. Play uplifting music. Move your body, dance, stretch, walk. Practice heart-centered breathing, where you imagine breathing through your heart space, and avoid negative media first thing in the morning. Do not touch your phone to check emails, news, or social media. Remember, morning is one of the time when you can access your subconscious and actually train it, which is another big subject.
Love it. I do a little dance party every morning, and it's a game changer.
That's perfect. And always remember, your vibration doesn't just influence what you attract into your life, it also shapes how you perceive the world around you. When your vibration is high, you naturally begin to notice more opportunities, beauty, and synchronicities that were always there but hidden from a lower state of awareness. The world reflects the energy you carry within. So, nurturing a higher vibrational state isn't just about manifestation, it's about experiencing life through a lens of clarity, abundance, and grace. Stay aligned, stay open.
Listeners, I suggest you to pause here for a quick frequency-raising exercise. Close your eyes if it's safe to do so. Take a deep breath. Imagine a golden light entering the top of your head and moving through your body. With every breath, let it clear away heaviness and replace it with light. Take 3 breaths like that.
Beautiful. That's one of my go-tos. I would add on to this, be in the present. Do not entertain or indulge with any thought. I know thoughts will come and go. Just do not interact with them. Do not feed them energy.
Anu, as the subject came up during coffee the other day, would you like to discuss the mirror principle? I find it such a fascinating concept. For those listening, can you explain what it means and why it's so important?
Absolutely, Alex. The mirror principle states that what you see in the outside world is a reflection of your inner world. Your thoughts, beliefs, and feelings create a kind of mirror that reflects back your reality. If you're constantly judging or angry, your external world will show you situations that reflect those emotions. Conversely, if you are loving and accepting inside, your external experiences will echo that vibration.
That makes a lot of sense. So it's like the universe is holding up a mirror to our consciousness?
Exactly. It's not about blaming others, but about understanding that your reality is a co-creation of your internal state. Changing your internal landscape changes what you attract and experience.
Anu, could you share a personal story where you noticed this principle at work?
Sure. Early in my life journey, I struggled with self-worth. I kept attracting friends where I felt undervalued. Once I started working on my self-love and acceptance, the quality of my relationships shifted. I began attracting people who reflected my higher self and values. It was then I truly understood the mirror principle, that the outer world is always reflecting the inner world. The relationships, experiences, and even challenges we encounter are mirrors showing us aspects of our own beliefs, emotions, and self-perception. As I raised my inner vibration through self-love and acceptance, the world around me adjusted to match that frequency. The people I met, the opportunities that appeared, and the way I experienced life all became clearer, kinder, and more aligned with my true self. The universe will always reflect who you believe you are. You can see the quality of my friends now, and it will be self-explanatory.
That's fascinating. So it's not just a metaphysical idea. There's actual data behind it. Powerful stuff. How can listeners begin to work with the mirror principle?
Begin by simply observing, not with judgment, but with gentle curiosity. Life isn't happening to you, it's happening through you. Every situation, especially the challenging ones, carries a message, a mirror reflecting something within you that's asking to be seen, acknowledged, and healed. When a difficult moment arises, pause and softly ask yourself, what part of me is being reflected in this experience? What belief, emotion, or old story might be creating this pattern in my outer world? The universe is always speaking in the language of mirrors, and our task is to listen with awareness. Once you recognize the energy behind the experience, you reclaim your power. Instead of reacting from old wounds or unconscious patterns, consciously choose to shift your inner state. This might be as simple as repeating an affirmation that realigns you with your truth, sitting in stillness and breathing through the discomfort, or using meditation to reconnect with the higher, unshaken part of your being. Each time you do this, you rewrite the energetic script of your life. Reality begins to respond differently because you are vibrating differently. And little by little, the mirrors around you start reflecting peace, clarity, and alignment. Let's try a quick practice. Close your eyes and recall a recent situation that frustrated you. See it as clearly as you can. Now ask, what might I be reflecting here? What can I learn about myself? Hold that question gently without judgment. And now, breathe deeply and imagine that situation softening as you shift your feelings from resistance to acceptance. Feel the tension melt. Amin. The universe doesn't punish or reward, it mirrors. It's a cosmic dance choreographed by your vibration, and the most sacred act you can offer yourself in those moments is awareness. When you notice a pattern, when a challenging situation unfolds, recognize it not as a problem to be fixed, but as a message to be heard. Then, with a loving intent, choose to shift your inner landscape. You might affirm softly to yourself, I release this old story. I align with peace. I choose love. Or perhaps you'll sit in stillness, allowing the emotion to rise, move, and dissolve like a passing cloud, returning you to your natural state of clarity, meditation, breathwork, mindful reflection. These are not mere practices, they are tools for recalibrating your vibration. And the magic lies in consistency. Because every time you respond differently, every time you choose to rise above old patterns, you alter the frequency you radiate. and the universe, in perfect symmetry, reshapes itself around your new energy. Slowly, the mirrors become gentler, the lessons kinder, and life begins to feel more like a graceful unfolding than a struggle. This is the true alchemy of consciousness, transforming your inner world to transform the world around you.
That's so helpful. I encourage everyone to do this exercise regularly. Anu, finally, let's talk about quantum reality. This is where science and spirituality really start to dance together. What does quantum physics tell us about manifestation and reality?
Quantum physics, in its most awe-inspiring truth, reveals what mystics, sages, and ancient seers have always known. Reality is not solid, fixed, or predetermined. Beneath the visible surface of your world, in the unseen dimension of the subatomic, everything exists in a state of pure potential. Particles, the very building blocks of matter, don't settle into one form until they are observed. Until that moment, they exist in a mysterious realm called superposition, where infinite outcomes coexist, layered one upon another like notes in an unwritten song, waiting to be chosen. The act of observation, the moment consciousness turns its attention to something, collapses those infinite possibilities into one lived experience. It's as though the quantum field asks, "What shall it be?" and your awareness, through its focus, energy, and intention, answers. This means you are far more powerful than you've been led to believe. Your thoughts are not passive, your feelings are not background noise. Together they act as signals, weaving probability into form, shaping which version of reality steps forward from the countless that could have been. Consider, for example, how two people can enter the same room, yet perceive entirely different realities. One may notice tension, fear, and lack. Another may sense opportunity, warmth, and ease. The outer circumstances are the same, yet their internal state, their vibration, expectations, and unconscious beliefs filter what manifests in their personal experience. The first might attract difficulty, while the other effortlessly stumbles upon a new connection or insight. The quantum field is responding always to the observer's state of being. Think, too, of those moments in your own life when you seemed stuck in a pattern, attracting the same types of situations or relationships, as though caught in a loop. You were, in essence, observing and energizing a particular possibility over and over through expectation, emotion, and belief. And then, perhaps one day, you chose to think differently, feel differently, believe in a new potential. You noticed opportunities you'd previously overlooked. Synchronicities appeared. The landscape of your life subtly shifted, as though a veil had lifted. That was the quantum field responding to a new command, a new signal from your conscious awareness. This is the hidden law of existence. What you focus on expands. Your sustained attention, blended with emotion, acts as a magnet, collapsing one reality from the sea of infinite probabilities. The more coherent and focused your vibration, through meditation, visualization, intention setting, or simply choosing to hold higher thoughts, the more effortlessly life begins to mirror that frequency back to you. This is why the great spiritual teachers and modern mystics alike emphasize inner alignment. Not because the world needs changing, but because it reflects what you are radiating. In essence, you are both the observer and the creator. The world around you is not happening by chance, but by choice, conscious or unconscious. And the moment you claim your role as the conscious architect of your reality, life transforms from something you endure into something you shape. The possibilities are infinite, and through your awareness, you decide which one is born into form.
So our minds literally affect the building blocks of reality?
Yes, exactly. One of the most fascinating and often mind-bending discoveries in modern science is illustrated through the famous double-slit experiment. It's a simple yet deeply mystical experiment that shook the foundations of classical physics and forever changed the way we understand reality. And the best part, it directly confirms what ancient wisdom has always hinted at: that consciousness isn't just a passive witness to the universe, it's a fundamental force shaping it. Here's how it works. Imagine a tiny particle, like an electron, being fired toward a barrier with two slits in it. On the other side of the barrier is a screen that records where each particle lands. Now, if no one observes which slit the particle goes through, it behaves like a wave, moving through both slits at the same time, creating an interference pattern on the screen, as if it exists in multiple possibilities at once. But the moment an observer measures or observes which slit the particle passes through, the particle chooses a single path and behaves like a solid particle. The interference pattern disappears. In other words, the act of observation changes the outcome, and this isn't a one-off anomaly. It's been tested again and again. The implications are staggering. It suggests that reality doesn't exist in a fixed, objective state independent of us. Instead, consciousness, the simple act of awareness, influences how matter behaves. The universe isn't some cold, mechanical system ticking away without us. It's an interconnected, responsive field of potential, and we are in active relationship with it. You can actually see this in daily life too. Think about times when you've started focusing on something. Say, you're considering buying a certain car, and suddenly you start seeing that exact car everywhere. It was always there, but your observation tuned you into a different pattern in your environment. Your awareness opened a new channel in your reality. Now scale that up to a quantum level, to your thoughts, emotions, beliefs, and realize you're constantly observing, interpreting, and therefore affecting your personal universe. This is why both ancient mystics and modern quantum theorists whisper the same profound truth in different languages. Consciousness is not a side effect of the universe, it is the source of it. The observer and the observed are forever intertwined. The moment you change how you look at something, what you look at changes. Reality dances to the tune of your awareness.
How can we use this knowledge practically?
That's such an important question. And here's where it gets really exciting, because this isn't just abstract theory or something reserved for physicists and philosophers. This is living wisdom you can weave into your everyday life. Once you truly grasp that your attention, beliefs, and emotions shape the world around you, that they're constantly sending instructions to the quantum field, you realize you have the ability to consciously participate in the creation of your reality. And the most powerful way to do that is by becoming deliberate about where you place your focus. Energy flows where attention goes. If your attention is habitually fixed on fear, limitation, or past disappointments, the field reflects those frequencies back to you. But the moment you shift your awareness, choosing instead to dwell in possibility, gratitude, and desired outcomes, you begin to rewire your relationship with reality itself. It's like tuning a radio. The station was always broadcasting, you simply weren't dialed in. Your focus and belief are the dial. Practical ways to engage with this mystical truth include practices like quantum jumping meditations. In these, you consciously visualize a parallel version of yourself, the one already living the life you desire, already embodying the qualities you seek. You align your vibration with that version of you, stepping into their frequency as if it were already yours. When done consistently, it begins to reprogram your subconscious mind and, through the observer effect, alters the probabilities in your field. People often notice new opportunities, synchronicities, and inner shifts within days of practicing this. Another beautiful ancient meets modern practice is intention-setting rituals. These aren't just about writing a wish list or making a vague affirmation. They're about entering a coherent, elevated state through breathwork, meditation, or simple stillness. And then, from that sacred space, planting your intentions into the quantum field like seeds into fertile soil. The emotion you pair with those intentions is the water that nourishes them. The stronger the feeling of gratitude, joy, or certainty you can conjure while holding that intention, the more magnetic your signal becomes. And it can be as simple as becoming mindful of the conversations you hold, the media you consume, and the thoughts you entertain before sleep, because these too are observations, and they too shape your quantum field. Every moment is a chance to consciously choose a vibration, to direct your awareness toward what you wish to expand. The more you practice, the more life begins to respond with uncanny synchronicities, graceful shifts, and the quiet but steady unfolding of a reality more aligned with your highest vision. In truth, the magic was never out there. It's always been within you, waiting for you to look with new eyes. When it comes to practically applying this powerful knowledge, there are some beautiful ways to start tuning your energy and consciousness daily. One practice many find transformative is quantum jumping meditation. Simply closing your eyes and envisioning a version of yourself already living your highest potential. Imagine how they move, feel, and interact with the world. Then step into that energy, claiming it as your own. Another simple but profound ritual is setting clear intentions in a sacred space. Maybe lighting a candle, grounding with deep breaths, and speaking your intentions aloud with real feeling, as if they're already unfolding. Throughout your day, pause and check in with your emotions. If you notice feelings that don't align with your desires, shift them with uplifting music, a walk in nature, or recalling joyful memories. Gratitude is another powerful key. Every morning or night, really feel the emotion of gratitude and imagine it radiating like golden light from your heart, transforming your entire field. When challenges arise, instead of reacting, ask yourself what internal belief or energy this moment is reflecting, and consider what lesson you're being invited to learn. And before sleep, hold a clear, joyful image of your desired reality and softly affirm that you're stepping into it, letting your subconscious mind carry that vibration deep into your being. These practices aren't just exercises. They're sacred ways to align your inner world with the quantum possibilities waiting to be born in your life.
Thank you for that beautiful practice. This is too much of information to digest and implement in one go. Anu, this conversation felt as it has been an incredible journey. Any final thoughts for our listeners as they step back into their lives?
Yes. Remember that you are the creator of your reality. Every thought, feeling, and belief is a brushstroke on your life's canvas. Choose to paint with love, gratitude, and joy, and be patient and gentle with yourself on this journey.
Beautifully said. Thank you so much for sharing your wisdom and light today.
Thank you, Sukhmander. It's been an honor.
And thank you to everyone listening. Remember, your vibration is your power. If this message resonated with you, I suggest you to make promise to yourself that you will bring some change to your ways and manifest the future you always desired. Write manifest in the comments as a promise to yourself. I invite you to like, subscribe, and share it with fellow travelers on the path. Until we meet again, stay anchored in the now. And remember, the present moment is where all creation begins.